Let me start with the technology, distributed ledger technology. Incredible promise. It can drive efficiencies not only in the financial markets, but in a lot of markets. Fine. Two areas in the financial markets where distributed ledger technology has come to the fore. Cryptocurrencies. These are replacements for sovereign currencies, replace the dollar, the yen, the euro with Bitcoin. That type of currency is not a security. Let me turn to what's a security. A token, a digital asset where I give you my money and you go off and make a venture. You have some company you want to start or something you want, and in return for me giving you my money, you say, you know what, I'm going to give you a return. Or you can get a return in the secondary market by selling your token to somebody. That is a security, and we regulate that. We regulate the offering of that security, and we regulate the trading of that security. And that's our job, and we've been doing it for a long time.
There was a gentleman in Florida that put up citrus groves and started to sell them, and the Supreme Court had to decide what is an investment contract, because an investment contract is a security. This four-part test, in my mind, suggests that most, maybe not all, but most initial coin offerings are securities, because they're investment contracts where there is an exchange of money, there's a common enterprise, you're relying on somebody else's expertise for profits. And this is why I've earlier this year said I think that most of them are. I think Ether, when it was done in 2014, would pass this test. When I say pass, it means it's a security. Now, subsequently, the SEC has said by 2018 it's decentralized enough, and they've sort of said, you know, we'll let it go the other way. But whether it's Ripple or EOS or others that have done big initial coin offerings, when you think about these four things, they're probably there. But again, it's less than a quarter of the market. So this is an important debate, but it's not the whole debate.
Come to think of it, XRP never had an initial coin offering. That's according to Gary Gensler's presentation. Takes it out of the supposed securities according to the Howey test. Yet the SEC still maintains that XRP is a security and continues to pursue Ripple until today. They claim that Ripple participated in selling securities and that Ethereum is not a security. Now, that's a complete contradiction of what Gary Gensler actually says in the presentation. In fact, Gensler actually highlights Ethereum as potential security in his presentation. But that's not all. There's so much we need to talk about, and it's all based on speeches from parties involved in this lawsuit. So strap in and let's get started. As always, welcome to Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we drop a new video. Don't forget to smash that like button, and you can always leave a comment or question in the section below if you find this video informative. We've seen inconsistencies, especially in the SEC officials, making it clear that the SEC might not be the ones pulling the strings. Past and present officials have different takes on what regulations should be carried out in the crypto space, thereby causing confusion throughout the cryptosphere. Ripple has never held an ICO, and without a doubt, XRP was never sold on the secondary market at any given point. To that effect, the XRP army, led by John Deaton, is fighting to join in on this because it doesn't make sense that the SEC claims Ripple made an agreement with the XRP army who don't even know anything about that. It seems as if the SEC is trying to grasp at straws, finding excuses at every turn they get. Lord knows this court case has been dragging on for far too long for no apparent reason. That said, are we witnessing the end of this court case when the XRP army joins in the fight? From recent events, we've seen the XRP army coming through for Ripple on more than one occasion. So, will that finally be the blow that Ripple needs to conclude this lawsuit that doesn't seem to have any purpose?
So you said in your speech that neither Bitcoin nor Ether would be considered securities and thus not under the purview of the SEC. Can you very briefly explain what your reasoning is?
Sure, Bob. These are complex facts and circumstances tests, but when we look at Bitcoin or if we look at Ether and the highly decentralized nature of the networks, we don't see a third-party promoter where applying the disclosure regime would make a lot of sense. So we're comfortable in some sort of viewing these as items that don't have to be regulated as securities.
Now, you also talked about initial coin offerings or ICOs, which are ways of raising money using cryptocurrencies. Did you use a similar reasoning? You implied that most seem to be securities, ICOs, but some of them are not. Can you just show us what the difference is simply?
I wish we had a simple way to say this is in and this is out. As I mentioned, they're usually facts and circumstances tests. But a key factor is there a third-party promoter here who knows much more about the instrument than investors might? If that's the case, that's sort of an initial indicator that we might have a securities transaction. If people are buying it for investment and for a return and looking to that party for a return, then again, that's an indicia of a security. If you have, on the other hand, a token that's just used in the network for a good or service, and that's why people are buying it, and that service is available and up and running, not under development, then you may not have a security.
For as long as we can remember, crypto laws have been unclear. People have pushed the SEC to come forward and give us a clear layout of what can be considered as a security and not. But they've just been dragging things along. And as we can see in Bill Hinman's speech, he describes that there's no straightforward way to say that this asset is a security and that the other one is not. Hinman says that the primary issue in determining whether cryptocurrencies and ICOs were securities was the expectation of a return by a third party, specifically whether there was a person or a group that sponsored the creation and sale of the asset and who played a significant role in its development and maintenance. The key here is determining whether the people purchasing the assets are seeking a return on their investments. Hinman says that an asset can be classified as a security if there's a centralized third party along with purchasers with an expectation of returns. Hinman specifically said that Bitcoin is not a security because it is decentralized. There is no central party whose efforts are a key determining factor in the enterprise. In addition, Ether is also not a security because the Ethereum network is also decentralized. Hinman did not address the security status of other cryptocurrencies, notably Ripple, XRP, which is the subject of the lawsuit alleging that it is a security, noting only that over time, there may be other sufficiently decentralized networks and systems where regulating the tokens or coins that function on them as securities may not be required. While Hinman doesn't comment on the status of XRP, drawing inspiration from what he shared, we can conclude that XRP is not a security as well. XRP is also a decentralized asset, meaning there's no central unit overseeing the performance of the asset in the market. Also, XRP provides utility by making cross-border transactions easier, with cheaper fees and faster. John Deaton first filed a petition to join in the case back in April 2021, which had 6 XRP holders filing a motion to intervene and representing a class of users, investors, and holders utilizing XRP and the XRP ledger. The larger XRP community had contacted the court requesting to be termed as co-defendants and join the intervention. The application was, however, rejected because of its timing. Finally, the applicant's interests were not adequately represented by other parties as per Rule 24 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. However, it was later accepted in October of the same year, with the court allowing those 6 XRP holders into the court. This class has grown significantly to more than 67,000 XRP holders. That has resulted in John Deaton entering the courthouse with a massive following behind him. That should typically turn the tides on what is happening in court, and eventually the law will win. John Deaton and the XRP community have been quite influential in this lawsuit, which might help the court come to a result quicker than expected. The recent report presented by Mr. Duty has shown the effectiveness of this team. The XRP community went above and beyond to dig out Mr. Duty's background, showing that he is less biased than we all thought. That could easily lead to the complete disregard of his report, giving Ripple another win. But as the CEO of Ripple said, the lack of regulatory clarity for cryptocurrencies in the U.S. is frustrating. He even gives credit to markets like Singapore and even parts of Korea, where there has really been a thoughtful government-led effort to define and have clear regulatory frameworks around cryptocurrencies. All in all, he says that at the end of the day, the industry should focus on utility and technologies that solve real problems for their customers. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. We continue to pray for the people of Ukraine. Let's stop the war. Please keep in mind, We're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below. And be sure to turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next Money Side.